Well, boys, today is tomorrow and Tron. Yo, we haven't talked about any of the girls, alright? We haven't talked about any of them in a while. But Tron is in the news because she tried to pay off Ethan. She tried to pay him off. She said, I know what you like. Alright, don't even play with me. I got exactly what how much of the piece of my GoFundMe you want me to break off? 2,000, 17,000. Screw it. Maybe even 20K. I might break off a whole chunk for you. Just drop the lawsuit. Please. I need help. So of course this great content is brought to us by an H3H3 Instagram post. Alright, obviously this great content comes from there because who the hell's following Tron on Twitter in general? Other than obviously Anissa Joma, who responded to Tron's tweet saying, hearing people victimize themselves over criticism, meanwhile their boss is using his millions of dollars to do frivolous lawsuits and put others in financial ruin. I could literally be forced to foreclose and lose my home if I can't keep up with the legal fees at Star Killer Coward. Brother, I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand the obsession over AB at fucking H3. H3 has a ton of employees, by the way, chat, especially on his podcast. Like, no one's going after Dan like this, right? No one's going after Gallia like this. They're going after AB. I'm just sitting here just like, brother, the feeling isn't mutual. You adding this man on Twitter isn't gonna have him do anything about it. And even if AB was going against H3H3, how would that stop the lawsuit? That's the only thing you want to have it. You don't want a friendship with AB. You don't want to have a romantic relationship with AB. You don't want anything else from him other than to get him to guilt H3H3 into dropping the lawsuit, which we all know H3H3 wouldn't even drop it for like Gila Klein, his wife. So why would he drop it for AB? Just another worker drone to him. Like, what? I don't understand these people. And you know Anissa Joma, she is anywhere Cloud is at, alright? She is any and everywhere where Cloud is at. She responded saying, I love you, Casey. You're smart and you deserve much more respect online. Well, I mean, like, she done smoked the stupidity into her. She fucking choked the goddamn last brain cell out of her fucking head. You're not supposed to hold in the smoke. You're supposed to immediately push it out. You don't get higher from it, Casey. You legit just lose brain cells and prove Anissa wrong at every turn in her life. I mean, like, hell, if she stopped spending so much money on and took a little tolerance break, maybe she could afford to keep the house and keep up with the lawyer fees. So obviously now we get to the H3H3 part, alright? The Instagram story where he exposes this woman. Because H3H3 said, Tron, you raised over it's 46,000 now, dollars. You offered me $17,500. This leaves $27,000 under no circumstances have you paid your lawyers $27,000. What were you planning on doing with the remaining money? Trying to catch a payday? I rejected her offer. Obviously. Yep. She tried to be slick with it, just like, hey man, hey, I got some money. You want some money? I got some money. All right, take the money. You take half, I take the bigger half. Like, at least offer him the bigger portion of the money. I'm like, this is not how you negotiate, woman. You don't offer someone the lower portion of the money that you were stealing from your fans. Like, this is not how you negotiate. You offer him the bigger portion so he has more of a reason to be like, you know what, maybe you might learn the lesson. Give me that. Give me that money. But you offer him the lower portion, it's a slap in the face. Like, you legit slap this man in the face thinking that you could just offer him a lower portion of the money. and that'll be fine. Actually, he didn't want the majority of your money. That wasn't the reason why he was suing you at all. But obviously, Casey Tron's little dumbass out here poking the bear even more. She's poking the bear even more because she saw this tweet, and of course, she had, well, I guess Instagram post, and she had the tweet on her little Twitter. All right, poking the bear even more, making it to where he wants to attack and go after you legally even harder now. I don't understand these people. At least stroke the ego a little bit. Like, they want to get out of this lawsuit so bad, talking about they might get foreclosed on their house, and then they start poking the bear that is destroying their house. Because Casey Tron then tweeted out the screenshot that I just showed you guys, and she tweeted out saying, I did a macro dose of psilocybin mushrooms yesterday. My intuitions is on fire. All of my tarot pulls were that of a big win for myself. Oh, Ethan Klein, you fool. Your victim complex just met its match. I am an innocent white woman. See you and Gila in court. So yeah, chat, she played a little bit of Pokemon, and I guess she got a little win against herself, like solitaire Pokemon, and now she thinks she's on top of the world. And she's out here talking about some, I'm an innocent white woman, and I guess she's gonna beat the Victim Olympics against a Jew? Like, woman, I'm just saying here. All they have to do is just say she was being anti-Semitic, and the court will turn on her instantly. Like, what are we talking about here? On top of that, this woman basically saying she's high, just blasted out of her mind, and now she feels so good to where she thinks she's going to legally win a court case against H3H3 because she feels good. Chat, you guys see how we're this is? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about? Now, obviously, she could have easily settled with H3H3. H3H3 already said what his settlement agreement would be. You don't need to pay him any money. He just wants you to publicly make an apology towards him. That was it. That's all he wanted from these people. He just wanted a public apology. They are about to lose their homes. They're about to lose everything. They're about to lose all their money because they don't want to make a public apology that the courts can enforce them to make whenever they obviously lose if H3H3 feels he needs that as a settlement. So it's not like they're going to just pay him if they lose. It's going to be they have to pay him on top of still making the apology. Either way, they have to make the apology, and for some reason, they don't want to make the apology. She wants to pay him $17,000, but she just doesn't want to say sorry. You see how stupid... These people have no self-preservation. Like, H3H3 has said many times, all I want in this settlement is for you guys to apologize to me publicly and sincerely. No fake apologies. He wants to see some emotion in that, all right? He wants to see some good acting, all right? He wants to see Steven Spielberg levels of cinema right here. But instead of her going back to the drawing board on how to make a good, sincere apology for H3H3, seeing that she's going to have to do it either way, she might as well write it now instead of later. Instead of that, she decided to go back to attacking AB. So obviously, this man, H3H3, whenever he saw that, he just basically said, Casey Tron, settlement is off the table. Good luck. And of course, she was attacking, his co-host of the H3 podcast, AB, by saying, it's so funny seeing all these foot fungi feigning concern over my recreational drug use. I spend less than a fraction of what privileged crybaby Starry Killer does on DoorDash orders. All the still existing H3 fans are just showing how incredibly hypocritical they are. I want to take the time to also say that I am praying for that Olivia girl. I hope that during this mental health break, she can take the time to reflect of how she is devoid of morals and maybe get some. If you guys don't know, Olivia had to take a mental health break because Idubbbz and Anissa were starting to attack her, and obviously, she's just a normal person working her job. She's literally just a normal person trying to make it by in this world. And instead of Idubbbz and Anissa realizing maybe we shouldn't attack the people that, rely on H3 for a living, they need this job, and just, attack H3 and his wife. No. They now want to attack all of H3 Productions, alright? Because, having an actual successful business, that's something to be jealous of that in this day and age. Just because their businesses kept failing doesn't mean they need to attack others just because their business is thriving. It's peak jealousy. So obviously now it's in the playbook of the H3 snarkers to attack Olivia. Again, just a random girl that works at the H3 production. Just random woman there. They just decide, oh, well, she is the only kink in their armor. She has a weaker mental than most of the other people on the H3 podcast. I guess we're going to have to go after her. So obviously she's now taking this mental health break. And for some reason, the girl's girl, Casey Tron, she always talks about women's rights and all that. She's now attacking a fellow woman just for getting the bag, sis. Like, what? Speak of jealousy. Like, this woman is disgusting. Also, on top of that, I like how she's trying to make it seem like it's a bad thing to order DoorDash whenever you're in a good financial position to where you can afford it. Like, this woman sounds so jealous that he can order DoorDash at any time he wants, alright? AB doesn't have to sit there and schedule out whenever he can DoorDash. If he wants DoorDash right now, he can have it, alright? He doesn't have to budget DoorDash. It's so weird how she's trying to make that seem like a bad thing. It's like, him ordering DoorDash, food is way different from you ordering bout them near crack every other day. These are two completely different things. You need to eat. You don't need to get high every day. Like, I get it every once in a while, but like, every day? Brother, every day. Every single day. No breaks. Every single hour of the day. Brother. Like, what? I mean, like, maybe you'd be able to afford yourself some DoorDash if you weren't out getting her and him laboo-boos. Like, woman. This woman's talking about how she's drowning in debt, and then she goes out and buys little plastic toys that she's gonna throw away in a year whenever they're out of fad. Like, come on. You can't make this comedy up, Chad. Like, this woman's out here buying laboo-boos. So, like, don't get me wrong, you should be able to buy them whenever you can afford them, but if you can't afford them, don't buy them. I'm like, hell, this woman was just bragging about how within 7 days she raised over $1,020 in ad revenue on her Twitch channel to go directly to her lawsuit versus Ethan Klein. All of my ad revenue for the month of my 24/7 marathon is going towards my lawsuit. You can support my defamation against Ethan Klein just by tuning into my streams at any time. So it seems like she has a money printing machine over at Twitch. So I don't know why she's crying about her not being able to afford the lawsuit. Like, woman, within 7 days, you made over 1K. That's pretty good. Hey, man, that's not bad. That's not terrible. On top of that, I'm pretty sure she has over 2,400 subs on Twitch, with each sub being around $6. Yes, they raised the price of Twitch subs, by the way, chat. But each sub is around $6, so with her 2,426 subs, she will be making at least $7,278 off of subs alone. We're not even factoring in if she streams for the next 4 weeks straight, which she hasn't streamed in a month, chat. She already has skipped over this marathon. But if she streamed for the whole month and made her extra $4,000, she would be making over $11,000 within 1 month. Just saying, chat. She's not hurting for money. She's not hurting for money. Just her passively streaming already makes her more money than most people. She hasn't streamed at all within September. I already showed you guys a chart. She hasn't streamed in September at all. And she's already making $7,000 this month. Chat. She is literally making more money than most Americans. And she's not doing anything but getting high all day. And tweeting out on Twitter about how bad Ethan Klein and Olivia are. And I guess also AB. She legit has not worked. All right, I will say streaming is work. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not work, but she hasn't worked in over a month, and she's still gonna be paid more than us. Just let you know, you do not have to worry about her and her, lawyer fees. If she somehow, in some way, is not able to pay her lawyers, that is legit a budgeting problem. She legit just cannot budget to save her life. Just like how Tesla's autopilot won't save your life, boys. Go ahead and click this video to see why they abandoned autopilot altogether. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.